All right, let's get going here. So what we're doing tonight is the top 15 cartoons handled by Brian and the top 15 cartoon themes handled by me. I went with themes because I'm more of a psycho and I could dedicate myself more to music listening like a maniac. And I think Brian would drive himself crazy if he did that when it came to cartoon. And Brian also did cartoons because he is more, I guess, versatile in cartoons, where I've
watched a lot more.
I'm only a Nickelodeon guy, some Simpsons. I never delved into Cartoon Network that much, though I did go back into the themes for them, but Brian was more inclined to that. So what we're going to do here, I think we're going to do, hey, there's the other guy who I worked with and work studied, D-Bone, 1928. That's weird, the whole thing here. So what we're going to do is, Brian, you give two. Or do you want to do one after another and you go first?
Yeah, I was going to say go one for one.
Okay. And we'll end with you. So I want you to go first in the number 50 for your cartoon of all time.
Okay. So I just want everyone to know the way I judge these cartoons, it's not completely subjective. Like, oh, I just happen to like these better. I really did give the judgment, like I had criteria for it. So the way I judged these was I went to the first thing is popularity, like how big of an impact did that specific cartoon kind of have on society? How many people were talking about it wherever they were? If you talked about it like with your friends in school or at work or whatever. The other one I tried to gauge it on was just overall amount of episodes, like how long it was around. Because like you could have a great cartoon and it could be they have one season, like kind of like how Big Mouth is. Like Big Mouth, the first season was great, and then the second one was like, it's okay, it's not really that amazing. You were the worst employee. Good to know. But anyway, all I'm saying, I'm not gonna rant long.
In case you get into the comments, the dude I just praised and said like was the reason.
Yeah.
And they just commented, you were the worst employee we ever had. So, no, he commented, you were the worst employee we ever had. I just want to let people know that. And I thought I was a great employee. I added some zazz to the room.
Pizzazz. Okay, I'm not gonna go further. Just know that I had a specific criteria. It's not subjective. Okay, so number 15 for me is it's an older cartoon. They're talking about bringing it. What?
Do you know the year or no?
It's definitely, I think it's 1989 when they came out with it. But they're talking about bringing it back. I went number 15, Ren and Stimpy.
Oh man, I didn't like that cartoon at all. Why Ren and Stimpy? Like were you a big fan, or you just went by like the criteria you said earlier?
Well, I went by the criteria. I felt like it had to be on the list, but it definitely wouldn't have went above 12 because it was a good cartoon. Like, it was very funny. You know what the thing was? It was like one of the more edgy cartoons because if you go back and you watch it, like they really pushed the envelope like really far in some of the shit that they did on there. So I liked it. I did enjoy it. I laughed a lot at it, but it did have like a kind of a cult following.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like 15 is a good spot for it. It definitely had to be on the list. I couldn't leave it off.
Okay, I'm okay with that. I can do that. I mean, like, if anyone is a cartoon guy in here could comment more on if they watched it. I remember like Mr. Toast was like a character.
French Toast Man. Yeah, French Toast Man.
Fucking weird show. Okay, so we'll get to the number 15 for the music. Now, I went back and I looked at about 60 to 70 cartoon themes from 1950. I went all the way back to Danger Mouse, Underdog, all of these, just to fucking do it. I know you cut a limit off just because for cartoons it was too hard, and there wasn't too many themes, so this wasn't on the list up until 7:25 tonight. I get back in, I listen to 15 to 1, and I really am like, I don't like this one. So I took one out, and I'll give the honorable mentions later. So number 15, which you'll listen to, I went to 1969, okay? Oof. And it's a show I loved growing up, and And the more I listened to it, I was like, I gotta do it. And even my wife heard it and was like, that's a great one. I was like, that is a great one. That's gotta be on the list. So I went with, Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? The theme song, 1969. Let's play. You hear, bro?
Yeah.
Where are you? We got some work to do.
It's such a fitting song for the time, you know?
Yeah.
It's like hippies and shit, like.
Come on, Scooby-Doo, 'cause I'm singing too, brother. Fuck all you. Got the silver. You're a beauty, 'cause I can see the way you shake and shiver. You know we got a mystery, the song from Scooby-Doo. Be ready for your act. Don't hold back. Scooby-Doo, if you're gonna have yourself a Scooby snack. That's a fact. Scooby-Doo, here are you. You're ready and you're willing. If we can count on you, Scooby-Doo, I know you'll catch that villain. So that was my number 15 song, which I think that's my mom's favorite. Well, it went to number 15, so with all due respect, tough shit. That's what it is. Number 15. But I did love Scooby-Doo growing up. That took the place of one I'll give an honorable mention to. So let's go to your number 14 cartoon of all time.
Okay. So the number 14 cartoon of all time is coming from 1995 when it first started. And it was on Cartoon Network. It was called Dexter's Laboratory.
I don't know any. I know Albert watched all these. I didn't watch any of them.
It wasn't like over the top funny. There were little parts that were funny, but it just had this thing about it. And I can't even put my finger on it. It just had like this element to it that made you keep watching it. Like it was like such a subtle storyline because I was never like super interested into it. My brothers watched a lot of like Cartoon Network shows. Like I really stayed away from them, but then I would sit and watch those shows with them, like a couple others. Like I even went through a couple others that almost made the list that were from that time. But I don't know. It just, like I said, it had this subtle storyline that just kept you watching. And
was this Adult Swim? Was this on Adult Swim or
no? No.
Oh.
It was like before it. I mean, they didn't really have too much adult humor in it. It was definitely like children's humor, but like just for some reason you enjoyed it because he was just this little scientist kid who did all these ridiculous projects and he had this giant lab in his parents' basement. And like they didn't say anything about it. Like they just completely ignored the fact that he would like walk through with monsters and crazy shit all the time. I enjoyed the show. I think it deserved to make the list because it did have a pretty long run. I think it went for 10 seasons. So it was 14 for me.
This is why you're good at this, though, because like I didn't watch any of these, and I know that another one. I don't know if it's on. You don't have to spoil it. Ed and Eddie were with these shows. Johnny Bravo. I didn't watch any of these, man. Like I could.
I actually, you know what? It's funny because Ed, and Eddie is one of my honorable mentions, and so is Johnny Bravo. Wow. They were like right there. I'm telling you, the Ed, and Eddie. Without going too far into it, it was just their stupidity it was like Three Stooges.
Right.
Like that's what they took literally the method of the Three Stooges, like, and they just rolled with that.
All right. So back to the music for this one, number 14. This song was actually number 10 up until 7:30. It moved back 4 spots. So I absolutely hated this show. I fucking despised it. I thought it was dumb as shit. We were always forced to fucking watch it in library class or some shit like that. But I went with 1994, The Magic School Bus with Mrs. Frizzle. So here we go at number 14.
Seatbelts, everyone! Please let this be a normal field trip with a friend.
I almost don't even remember this.
on a magic school bus. On a magic school bus. On a magic school bus. Come on in and don't be shy. Just to make your day complete. You might get baked into a pie on the magic school bus. What a terrible team. On the magic school bus. Of course Tim likes my hoodie. It's me. I gotta give credit to Eric for buying this for me for a Secret Santa. We still go to Applebee's and do Secret Santa every year up until this year. Just to let you know, we've been going to Applebee's for half price appetizers since 2004. These same like core 5 people.
That's so ridiculous.
It is crazy. We've been going so for 17 years now. We've been going to Applebee's and doing Secret Santa with our high school friends, which is an awesome tradition. And Eric got me this for this year. My UGG mug on here. But by the way, Sheree and Tim, you missed number 15. It was Scooby-Doo, 1969. Number 14, Magic School Bus, 1994. That show sucked. It sucked. But the theme song was good enough. It was good enough. Brian, now we're going to go to your cartoons, number 13 of all time. Brian's counting down for you to join the cartoons, not the themes. Go on.
Not the theme songs, actual shows. All right, so my 13, this one was a tough one. I don't know. I mean, I don't really think you're going to know much about it, but I think that people that were fans of this might not agree with it. But okay. I don't care. I put it on there anyway. 1999, Batman Beyond.
I love that show. I
really?
Actually like that show. I do.
Really?
It was on Saturday mornings before Pokemon.
Yep.
I liked Batman Beyond. The J-Man's in.
It was good because it still had Mark Hamill as the Joker, and the Joker was older, and it still had Kevin Conroy as Batman, and that's like, for anyone that's into cartoons or not, like, Kevin Conroy is the voice of Batman in all the cartoons, all the animated movies that they do of any of the comic books, and Mark Hamill is the voice of the Joker, which is crazy because he's Luke Skywalker. So to go from literally your quintessential like hero character to like the craziest villain that's ever been created, it's such a gap. It's crazy.
Right.
But
no, that's a good show though.
Yeah, it didn't run for that long. It kind of like faded out because they can only do so much, but it had a couple legendary episodes, so
I'm okay with that at 13. I am. I'm proud that you put that on because I don't know much about fucking cartoons from. I mean, I only know like 5. You know me. I'm a Nickelodeon until I die. See the Tommy and Spike shirt back? That's how I am there. And it's okay that you're late. Just tell Tim to hurry the fuck up next time, Charisse. So, all right, we're gonna go to number 13 now. This show had 2 versions of the song, right? And the first version sucked ass, but the second version of the song was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. But this was at number 9 up until 7:30, where like my mind went crazy and I rearranged absolutely everything. It's like I'm a fucking lunatic because somebody second guessed me, and I was like, what am I gonna do with my fucking life? But anyone who's joined, this is a cartoon theme song countdown. This isn't anything with hip hop. It's a cartoon theme song countdown. And you're on number 13. Number 13 from 1988, Garfield and Friends. Let's rock.
Ladies and gentlemen, Garfield and Friends.
Yeah.
What channel is this on?
Here, ready to party. We're ready to party. We're ready. I hope you bring lots of spaghetti. Come to the concert for never.
Wait a minute. They said spaghetti. I thought he's like lasagna.
Fiesta.
How old is this one?
Ay caramba. Surprises. And pies up. All sizes. Come on in, come to the place where fun never ends. Come on in, it's time to party with Garfield and Friends. Come on in, it's time to party with Garfield and Friends. Garfield and Friends. What were you saying during my great singing?
No, I was like, what channel was that on? Because I feel like that.
I think 11. I think channel 11 when we were kids. I don't think it was Nickelodeon. There were 7 or ABC.
I guess maybe I'm forgetting it. I'm like forgetting that song. I definitely watch that show all the time.
The problem is Garfield and Friends. See, the original Garfield was phenomenal. When they added the Friends episode sucked with the fucking pig and whatever it was. So it was always one episode of Garfield and Odie. The middle was the Friends, and the third Garfield and Odie.
The one at the farm, the ones at the farm, right? The pig and stuff like that. Yeah.
That idiot duck with the fucking tube.
Yeah.
By the way, who said Scooby-Doo got 15? Just hear the rest of the list and you'll understand. Scooby-Doo wasn't even on the list up until 7:30 tonight. That's just a fact. So Scooby should be thankful, may rest in peace, because let's be honest, that dog's been dead for 70 fucking years at this point.
Yeah.
Order the hoodie on True. No, we can't order this hoodie.
That's special made. There's one only in the world.
Only one in the world, and I'll sign it one day and fucking sell it for like 6 cents to, like, I don't know, support some earthquake or some shit. All right, Brian, we're on number 12 for you. With,
number 12. All right, so my number 12, and I know I told you that I had to make a cutoff at like 1990, but there were some that I had to drop beneath that 1990 just a little bit because they're too good.
Are you? Hold on. Is what I think coming this high?
What? No.
Is my okay? All right, go on.
No way. This is from 1984 when it first started. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with that. That's pretty.
Here's the thing with it. It was actually like if you go back and you watch, the animation is so bad, it's almost unwatchable. Like you get kind of lazy trying to keep up with everything going on. Like it's just the whole thing's a mess. But it's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They came out with the comic. I don't know if everyone knows the story behind like how they came to be. Like I'm not gonna go into it, but let's just say they made it off a mistake, pretty much. Like just pushing them, getting them those 4 characters out there. So I felt like this had to be on the list. I put it at 12 because just for how powerful that that group was, pretty much. But as far as like the show goes, like the stories were kind of shitty. As they got further on, like into the mid 90s, that's when it got good again. Like the actual animation was good and the storylines were good.
Right.
But that's 12 for me.
Okay, I have a problem with that. Are you kidding me? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is number 1. All right, so I think I got a fan favorite coming up here. As you know, the G-Man, if you know Scott, I'm a happy-go-lucky guy. And I don't like misery all the time. Misery likes company. I'm not company. Tables not set for 2 with the G-Man. That's not what happened. So, I like some feel-good songs here. And one of my favorite songs I'll never forget in 5th grade, I was homesick, probably faking it because I missed like 30 days of school in 5th grade. Because I know my mom might be watching, but I would just sell that I was sick and play NBA Jam or some shit. So, I stayed home and I watched this episode. It was Blank's Lucky Pencil. And from that moment, I was hooked. He was also in a spelling bee where he had to spell what he was. And it was one of the best shows. They had a horrible teacher, Mr. Ratburn. I'm going with 1996, the theme song in Arthur. We're everybody's friends. Let's listen.
Oh.
Hey, when you're walking down the street, everybody that you meet.
I hated this show.
And I say, hey, what a wonderful kind of day. So you can learn to work and play and get along with each other. You got to listen to your heart, listen to the beat, listen to the rhythm on the street. Open up your eyes, open up your ears, get together and make things better by working together. It's a simple message and it comes from the heart. Believe in yourself, well, that's the place to start. What a wonderful kind of day when you can learn to work and play. Get along with each other. Hey! What a wonderful kind of day. Hey! What a wonderful kind of day. Hey! TW! like that one.
I'm not a fan of. I never liked that show. It was too slow.
You know what, Brian? We're not all fucking Dexter's Laboratory building fake shit in our parents' face. Arthur had problems. Arthur was a real kid, not Dexter. See, you're not thinking clearly.
Arthur was an anteater, wasn't he?
He was an aardvark, you fool.
What?
No, he wasn't an anteater, right? No, it was an aardvark.
I'm pretty sure. Now we gotta find out.
I remember because he spelled Aardvark. I think it was an aardvark.
Let's see.
Well, hey, well, you know what, Teresa? We got a problem with Scooby-Doo on my fucking list of 15. Brian had Dexter's Laboratory at 15. How you feel about that? Yeah. Doesn't feel good, does it?
Arthur was a brown aardvark. That's
yeah,
what Google
no shit, he
tells
was
me.
brown. Yeah. He was definitely a brown aardvark. For anyone joining, this is a cartoon theme song countdown. No, that's not, Charisse. Dexter, that's time. I don't know what that means. What's happening? Tim. So that's Tim.
That's Tim.
Charisse is Reese Lynn. Tim's in Hell in High Heels. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm all mixed up here.
We're all over
Tim,
the
get your
place.
own fucking Instagram, you idiot. Like, it's time. Never knew till he was okay an hour after school started. Oh boy, did I fake sickness. I turned out okay. That's me. I'm the number one son. All right, Brian, number 11. Are you on 11 for cartoons?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, I'm on 11.
Okay, go for it. You're on your 11th drink. Lush.
It was just one. All right, so for my number 11, we're going back to 1991. It's a show that I'm sure everybody watching this has watched. It didn't crack the top 10 for me because it was kind of a boring show, but it had a storyline that just made you keep watching. I don't know why. Doug.
I'm about to leave. I'm a Nickelodeon guy, so like this is blasphemy to me.
All right, so like
Go
I
on.
said,
Try to
Doug.
explain yourself.
Here's the thing. Doug for me was kind of like vanilla pudding. Like
Delicious.
when you go to listen, hold on. Let me tie this together. So if you go to a party, right, and they have only one dessert, they just have vanilla pudding. There's nothing spectacular about it. It does taste good. You could sit down and you'll have a couple spoonfuls, right? But you don't really, really enjoy it. Like you never ask for vanilla pudding anywhere you go, right? Doug is vanilla pudding. You turn on the TV after school and it's just on. And you're like, fuck it. It's not that bad. That's what Doug was for me.
That's interesting because I think like a lot of people put Doug in their top 5.
I'll tell you what, that's my 11 and it couldn't beat number 10.
Okay, that's fair. Before I get to 11, let me give a couple honorable mentions really quick. Ones that didn't make the list. I went with Cat Dog. Did not make the list, and that was actually on the list up until 7:30.
That's a great song. I can't believe you took that off.
It's a great song. It's a good song. The show is complete garbage.
Scott is the Doug of this podcast.
I'm the vanilla pudding.
Do you
My
mean
body?
Yeah.
No, the Cat Dog is a great song, but the show sucked. But like, it just was too short, and I went with Scooby-Doo over Cat Dog out of respect. Another honorable mention I gave was Gem and the Holograms from 1985, which
I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, I know. I went back and listened to ones we never heard of. All right, let me get to number 11, which I love. And to me, this is probably one of my favorites growing up. 1984. Now, the show wasn't watched that much, I don't think, but it was about a cat. And it was, I love the ending where they give a, oh, you'll hear it. So 1984, I go with Heathcliff at number 11. You know this show?
I don't think
so.
so.
It's a great, great theme song. No, it isn't. I would not make that my rap name.
That's the word.
No one should terrorize the neighborhood. He just won't be undone. They praise everyone.
Nice rhythm, Brian.
Scooby-Doo was better than this.
No, you'll watch.
Will be supreme, and no one can deny. So join in the jubilee. The cats are right now on the tree. Find them each calamity. The cats are
Right here.
already.
I don't think I would have watched it just based off the theme song.
No one should terrorize the neighborhood, but if it just won't be undone, you should realize you can win with you.
I love that one. I really do.
You know what's actually crazy to think about? Like, think of the 5 that I already named compared to your 5 as far as like theme songs go.
Yeah, mine are right.
You know, no. It's not about being right or wrong. I'm saying like, even though like a show was one of the better cartoons, like it didn't have a good enough theme song to be
No,
on
you're right.
that list. You know?
Tim in High Heels. I don't know how to share this to Facebook. I'm sorry. Facebook's for old people who argue about politics and recipes, not us. Brian, number 10 on your list for cartoons. Just stay on your girls' fucking, and you'll be all right.
So my number 10, like I said, Doug could not beat my number 10. The reason why this one is at number 10, though, is because it didn't have a lot of episodes and it didn't have a lot of longevity, but the short-lived career that it had, it was amazing. Going back to 1992, Rocko's Modern Life.
I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm okay with that. That's a great show. The theme song didn't have enough like words. That's why I didn't put it out. That shit was dirty too. Rocko's Modern Life was a dirty show.
Oh,
it had like a sex line and stuff.
Yeah. It was such a. It did have some edge. It had edge as like a children's cartoon show, like being marketed to children. But
no, I'm
number 10. Number 10 for me with that.
What this is proving, and I figured out OG for one. So are you streaming this to Facebook right now, Tim? Because I need to know not to look stupid. I need to. Tim and
Don't look stupid.
Tim and this Facebook. I don't give a fuck if you are. So, all right, I went with number 10. Now, what Brian has proven here is Brian hates Nickelodeon shows. All his Nickelodeon shows are outside the top 10. Like seriously,
you don't even know that.
You have Doug. You have Ren and Stimpy. Johnny, you're on here. Johnny, you're on here. You missed 15 through 11, right? So we're getting into the top 10. I think you'll respect this because he grew up with me and he knows who I am and he'll respect my opinions with theme song music. I'm sharing your IG live stream. I don't care. Do what you want, man. Share your dick. All right, number 10. Here we go. I didn't watch this show that much. I did not watch the show. But this theme song is number 14 up until 7:37 p.m. where the G-Man gets into it. And he sits down and he listens to 15 through 1. And he, like, analyzes shit like a nutcase. So I went with 1995, Pinky and the Brain for number 10. All right?
Great. This is a great song.
Hey, babe, what do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
Pinky and the Brain. Yes, Pinky and the Brain. One is a genius, the other's insane. Laboratory mice, the genius and the spice. The Pinky
And the brain.
brain. By the dawning of the sun, he'll take over the world. The Pinky and the Brain, yes, Pinky and the Brain. The twilight campaign is easy to explain. To prove that once they work, he'll overflow the earth. The Pinky and the Brain.
That cracked the top 10. I think people are okay with that. First banger of the night, easy top 10 kid. Well, you're an idiot, Tim. That's not the first banger. The banger was, You know what? That's fair. That's fair assessment.
That is,
actually
yeah.
fair banger. Very fair assessment. How you doing, Dave? Dave grew up with me
That's
as
funny.
well, and he's gonna.
I haven't
Dave grew up with
named.
us as well.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Brian? Go on.
Oh no, I was saying I haven't named Pinky in the Brain yet. It is on my list.
Okay, well, don't keep us waiting. Let's get to the top 9 for you, right? Or is this 10?
No, we're at 9.
9 cartoon. This is the number 9 cartoon on Brian's
Number
list.
9.
And we're doing a top 15 cartoon theme song countdown by the G-Man, TruExact himself. The top 15 cartoons of all time by Brian, because he's more of a cartoon savant, if you will. SAVANT. Go on, Brian.
All right, so my number 9, I wanted to put this higher, but it hasn't been around long enough. I'm a huge fan of this show. 2013, Rick and Morty.
I knew you were going there.
This is the thing. It had to be in the top 10 because of the content of the show. It's incredible. It does have a cult following.
Yes.
I would say it kind of took it. I mean, everybody's kind of bouncing off South Park and trying to have so much subliminal messaging in the shows, but it even goes beyond that with The Simpsons and everything. But I feel like Rick and Morty, there's so many layers to every episode that you can continue watching it over and over and you find different shit every time. And
I've only watched like 3 episodes and it's wild. It's wild.
Yeah. There's a lot to just a lot going on all the time, but that's what I mean. Like you can go back and you can watch it over and over and you'll get like different storylines every time. And like you'll find a different thing to laugh at and you'll get the joke. Like it's a great show, but like I said, hasn't been around long enough to get higher than 9.
That's fair, and I'm glad you didn't fanboy it and put it at 1.
Oh yeah.
I thought that someone commented, Scott, you shouldn't have skipped school back then. I thought that said you shouldn't have skipped to school back. Nobody tells me where to play hopscotch. All right. Number 9 is a show that people might not remember. Am I number 9? Yeah. Number 9 is people show might not remember, but it was a phenomenal theme song. I love this show personally. That was great. It's like, yeah. So it was 1985, and Tom Bosley, the dad from Happy Days, played the main character. All right, we're going with David the Gnome. I don't know if anyone remembers. This was one of the best theme songs of all time. Here we go. It's happy. It's exciting. It's whimsical. Here we go.
There are many things to see that some would say could never be. These things I know, it's true and I will tell you so. They are there to see if you believe. Trolls and wizards and fairy kings, birds that talk and fish that sing. And if your heart is true, then you will find them too. With every wish and dream and happy home, you will find the kingdom of the gnome.
Trace, did you just leave? Is that the door of you leaving? Get back inside. We're about to get to the top 8, and I promise you the top 8 are ones everyone knows. You guys are forgetting 15 are hard. Like the 6 through, like the top 5 are easy normally, right, Brian? It's like the 7 15 that are hardest. If people ask you to name your top 5 movies of all time, you can do it off the top of your head. When people, you're drinking more than Maravik. No, man, Scooby-Doo was not that fucking good. Get a grip.
It really wasn't.
Seriously. Yeah, you hippie. Go back to the Brady Bunch here. Like, you're just an idiot at this point. Listen, where are your belt bottoms, Nick? Jesus Christ. Not Nick. Jimmy. So, like, when you ask someone what's your top 5 favorite movies, it's easy. What's your 6 through 10? That's where it becomes difficult. Trust me, people. The top 5, top 6 are gonna be ones you know. Hang in there. It's a Saturday night. You ain't doing shit. I got you to avoid spending dinner money with your girl for Valentine's Day, which is a holiday. But I'm smart, and I got my wife flowers. She came home. So, Brian, let's go to number 8 for you with cartoons.
Okay. Number 8 for me, we go back to 1999, Futurama.
I hated that show.
Why?
I don't know. And I know it's a Simpson type show. I hated it.
I think you didn't like it probably because it's drawn in the same. I mean, it's created by Matt Groening, so it's gonna have that Simpsons feel to it. But I think it did a great job of separating itself from the Simpsons because I mean, when they started it, it came on right after the Simpsons.
And I know people who like the Simpsons but like Futurama, so I agree with you.
Like I'm a huge fan of Futurama. Futurama had a lot of great dialogue in it. Not up to the caliber of Simpsons, but like there's not a lot of quotables, but if you watch the show, like you enjoy it. But
the home run, Brian, you're drunk today.
Too many times.
I want to say hi to Nick and ask you to just join. I'm sure Nick's probably gonna be pissed. Next year should be top 15. I can't do top 15 movies. That's too much. And there's no interaction with movies.
Yeah.
There's no interaction. Music I can play. Ashley, we're getting into the top 8 now. We're on number 8 of the top cartoon theme songs. Darkwing Duck did not make the fucking list, Nick, and I'll explain why right now. Because I am getting into more honorable mentions. Let's rock. Darkwing Duck gets an honorable mention. And at first I heard Darkwing Duck, and I loved it. I re-listened again. It was too cool for the room. It was too cool for the fucking room. They were like, they tried to get too hip-hoppy in 1991, and it just, or 94. It didn't work. It didn't work. It was just like, let's get dangerous. Okay, Darkwing. Like, enough. Like, just stop. You know what I mean? And so that didn't do it for me. After I listened to it 100 times, Darkwing Duck did not make the list. Another honorable mention before I get to number 8 was Captain Planet. This Captain Planet asshole. What an ass! If you want to blame climate change and global warming on this asshole, I'm happy for it. We put our faith in this guy. We've been singing about planet being polluted since 1990. 8 people with a ring got together and got some green fuck out of the dirt. And this guy, all he wanted people to do was recycle? How special are you? You're a turd.
They had the rings of power, Scott.
Yeah, does he? Yeah. What's your superpower? I just want people to recycle. Oh, cool. Get back in the ground. No one gives a shit. First of all, if you wanted to save the planet, why are you living in the earth and coming up through it, fucking it up? You know what I mean? Like, it just didn't make sense to me. And
you have a lot of anger towards Captain Planet.
I have a lot of anger towards Captain Planet. He's
like an unreasonable amount of anger.
I would rather root for Pollution Pete over Captain Planet. I really would.
Al Gore must be your worst enemy.
Yeah. Pollution Pete over Captain Planet in my book. So now the song Captain Planet, here's our hero, gonna take pollution down to 0. Mission not accomplished, asshole. So let's move on. Let's get to number 8 now. Number 8, greatest theme song of all time, cartoon-wise, that had lyrics. We're going with 1985 Muppet Babies. Let's go.
Good song.
When your world was kind to you, and you wish that you were a failure.
Just close your eyes and make believe, and you find the earthy world.
I like you think great jokes.
I've got my computer. I'll play the piano. Everything.
Yes, thank you, Sharice. You know, brains in that relationship. When your world looks kind of rough, you weren't there. Dude, I rapped on
Yeah.
a song we did. I did a hook with the Kermit voice, and Brian couldn't even mix it.
I had to leave the room. I had to leave because I couldn't
was
stop
like-
laughing.
Like, weird. All right, Brian, let's get the number 7 for you with cartoons. Let's go.
All right. Number 7 for me, we're going back to Nickelodeon in 1996. And some people might be a little upset with the placement of this one.
If you say Rocket Power, I'm going to throw you off a...
No. Hey
horrible.
Arnold.
That show was overrated. I'm with
I
you.
agree with you. It was good because it did have a lot of quotable stuff. Stoop, kids afraid to leave a stoop.
Right, that was a great one.
Which bred
that was-
so much from there. But it was a good enough show that I felt like it had to be in the top 10, but it definitely couldn't crack top 5.
How
I feel
is
like
nobody arguing with you? I get shit on. He put Hey Arnold over Duck. Nobody's
think-
mad about this? Nobody's mad about this. You're mad that I have fucking Darkwing Duck off the list. Nobody's mad.
This is the thing. I give such a great reasoning behind my thing that is not a personal reason. Like I give logic behind it. All you do is you just get super pissed and go on a 20-minute tirade about Captain fucking Planet.
I hate Captain Planet so much. I've always hated him because no superhero should have that good of a haircut. Like, think about it. like the guy had time to go to a barber. You know? Why don't you
This is
save
true.
the planet? Who's this barber in the underworld? We can delve into this shit deep, man.
Yeah, you could
just
go
like-
much deeper with it, but then you're just ruining the whole premise of it because you could do that with any show.
No, just Captain Planet. What made him a captain?
Well, he was the captain of the planets, the rescue squad. What were they? What was their names?
I don't even know. It was hard. It was a horrible show.
They had a
All right,
team.
let's
There was a team name. Then he was a captain.
Team Earth. Probably
Yeah,
some
something
lame
like
like
that.
that.
Stupid.
All right.
But number 7 for me is
another-
Hey Arnold. Everyone who doesn't agree, suck a butt.
So, so we're gonna go one more honorable mention before we get into number 7, Tailspin. Now that was a good show, but the theme song didn't have enough words, so it couldn't make it. That's all. It was fun though. It was exciting. I could see myself like dancing to it. We're gonna go to number 7, which I'm sure a lot of people enjoy on this list. I didn't really watch the show too much, and it was kind of a knockoff of WB shows in the morning. We're gonna go with Animaniacs.
Great
Number
show.
7. Let's
Great
rock.
show.
It's time for Animaniacs. And we're saying it to the max. So kiss your back and relax. You'll laugh when Animaniacs. Come join the Warner Brothers and the Warner Sister Dot. Just for fun, we run around the Warner movie lot. Get up us in the tower whenever we get caught. But we break loose and their mamas say, now you know the plot. Animaniacs. Now it's good and yes. Welcome back to where the snaps while we put them as a sex. We're Animaniacs. Pinky and the brain who wants to rule the universe. But feathers want together, slappy wax and with a curse. What you say is Mindy, while we listen to us. Riders with we have no script, my father to rehearse. Animaniacs. We have payroll, we contracts. We're singing to the max. There's baloney in our socks. Totally insane.
People are like, oh, I finally agree. Yeah, you know what? That's what you're going to do. You're going to agree in the final 6 or 7. You know what? If you could come up with 11 through 15, I'd love you to. But it's not that fucking easy.
It's not easy to do.
It's not. It's not. Yeah. So let's go to number. I'm telling you, yeah, hang on for 6 through 1 because I'm going to build tunes. It's going to happen. So it would be funny if everyone signed off. All right, let's go to number 6 for you, Brian. We're on number 6 for the
All right.
cartoon, not cartoon themes. Go on.
Yep. So before we do number 6, I want to give 2 of my honorable mentions because I haven't said them I think I said one in the beginning, but I haven't said one in a while. One of my honorable mentions is Ah Real Monsters.
Horrible show.
I love the show. A lot of adult borderline humor in it. Like the Gromble was like kind of a cross dresser. So it was
Right.
I don't know, it crossed lines pretty much. I thought it was a really good show. And another is King of the Hill.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
You weren't a fan?
No, I'm. Yeah,
I don't know.
Didn't do it.
It had moments. Like Boomhauer was funny, and when the friends were all together, Dale, like he was ridiculously funny. I don't know. Like I said, honorable mention, couldn't crack the top 15. But let's go with number 6, going back to 1995, Pinky and the Brain.
Number 6. Wow.
Yep.
Hour.
Amazing show. It never had a bad episode. That's all I
didn't
can
watch
say about
it.
I
didn't watch it.
You know what the thing was? It was on before Batman came on. So I think it was on at 3:30. So we would get home from school and I would watch from 3:30 to 4, Pinky and the Brain, because at 4 Batman came on. But it never had a bad show.
See, I didn't watch it, but I liked the theme song. I wasn't a WB like I said, I was a Nickelodeon cartoon guy. You're not my son. You gotta tell your dad who's watching you went 1990 up. That's like he's going back to Underdog.
But what did I say in the text on what was it, on Thursday? Where I was like,
yeah,
I have to give a cutoff here. I gotta go from 1990. And I guarantee you my dad comments, what about Bugs Bunny and Looney Tunes from 1950?
Home run. I'm not too high on that. Trust me when you see the 6. I don't think people are going to agree with 6, but it's epic. I thought it was coming in a discussion. I never, Miguel, you ain't getting shit. So, 5 through 1 is going to be great. And by the way, Miguel asked what I was wearing. This is my face on my sweater. So, number 6, I went to 1997. Lo and behold, we had this played at our wedding. And I'll never forget, it was people were walking in. Now, both garbage songs, Flintstones and Jetsons. Not enough words in the Jetsons. The Flintstones just didn't make the cut. Sorry about that. So, now, when we had dessert going on at our wedding, right? And everyone was walking in slowly, we had this song played. And I'll never forget,
this is what ruined me.
Stopped in his tracks. Brian stopped in his tracks and goes, oh my God. Are they playing this song? And went crazy. That's about your hoodie. Well, Ash, yes. Tell Olivia that she's about to hear some great tunes. We're going number 6, 1997, Pokemon. And I ain't playing the long version, which is 2 verses, and I'm going to sing it. Let's rock.
Who was.
I real test to train them in my cause. I'll travel across
the land
too far and wide. It's Pokemon to understand the power that's inside.
The fucking pitch he hits that. Oh.
I know it's my destiny.
I bet you when this guy was recording this, even though it was for a cartoon, he probably felt like a god when he left.
Oh no, we're playing the long version.
We're catching them all.
First 2, baby. Grab your loved ones and dance.
On the way, with courage I face. I battle every day to claim my rightful place.
This is all I got, by the way. That's it.
Come with me to the time's light. There's no better team. On and on, we'll win the fight. It's always been our dream. It's you and me. I know it's my destiny. Oh, you're my best friend.
It's funny. Tim said Pokemon not top 5. That's why it's number 6. You fool.
Yeah.
So, Ash, you're gonna know the next 5. Hang on here. I promise you. I collected Pokemon. Mom, quit embarrassing me. So, oh man, yes, I do remember.
I still have my cards.
I don't. Tim, you're like, see, Tim's the worst kind of critic. He's someone who criticizes but doesn't make a list of his own. Until you make a list of your own and realize how hard this is. And I said I'd give you the IG Live. You could take the TruExact Radio IG Live and run it. Tim from Sharp Bets Fantasy Sets will give his top 10 so-and-so. You don't have the balls to do it. Until you do, Tim. Until you do. There's no criticism. Facts on facts on facts. Brian, we are going to the top 5. Let's rock. What are your top 5? You know what's great though? When we were having our wedding in 2016, Pokemon, that app was on. Remember? Pokemon Go, was it?
Yeah.
People were like running into traffic and falling off cliffs.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
That's amazing.
Go on, bro. Yeah,
but the cards are worth a lot of money though. That's why I still have mine. All right.
Go on. Number 5 cartoons of all time.
Here we go at number 5. I'm sure everyone's been waiting for this one. Couldn't go higher than 5 for me. Was a great show. I'm sure everyone loved it. Rugrats.
Great show. I'm okay with 5.
Yeah.
I'm okay with 5.
I couldn't with the 4. You'll see. I cannot go higher than 5 with this, just because I would say it's like our best show when we were that age. Like that was like the top one. Anyone you could talk to your age within 2 or 3 years, you could say Rugrats, reference it, and they'll know exactly what you're talking about. It's that well known, pretty much.
Well, and they had great characters too. Like But why Ed and Eddie? Wow, he's impressive there, throwing out some newer ones. Digest is a staple in our house. I will say Rugrats is timeless, and it's something you're never. I wear this shirt at the courts, the ball. At like 33, and people are like, "What's wrong with you?" I don't care. I'm who I am. I don't change who I am, and I'm never gonna. I am me, and I will. You know, it just the too cool for the room shit needs to stop in this fucking world. Be yourself. Anyway, we are going with the top 5 songs now. Ash, I hope you're still on because you're gonna know this. You will know this. Olivia needs to be privy. I looked it up. It works. Privy to the best songs we grew up with. Now, Ashley is my cousin. If she's on, I used to beat her at Monopoly all the time. There's claims I cheated.
Probably cheating.
Absolutely false.
If anyone claims you cheat, it happened.
Okay, fair enough. So, I went with this song from 1989 for number 5. I went with the newer version because the old version kind of didn't come in clear, which sucks. So, I went with... We're going to play 2 verses in this because I feel like singing. I went with 1989 Chippendale Rescue Rangers.
Wow, number 5?
Yes.
Animaniacs is better than this.
No, you don't get into it like I do. Sometimes some crimes go slipping through the cracks, but these 2 gumshoes are picking up the slack. There's no case to be, no case.
Okay. I forgot about this. This is a great song. Yeah.
It's great. Running danger. Whatever fails, somehow, whatever case gets solved. I mean, it's phenomenal.
Just the range that it has.
Right. Look under every stone when you need some help to save the day. They're never far away. Chippendale Rescue Ranger. Chippendale when in danger. Whoever fails once they're involved. Somehow whatever's wrong gets solved. We'll go with that because then it picks up into bullshit these idiots trying to make a number 1. That could have been number 1. Like a fact. That could have been number 1. I'm with Johnny. That absolutely could have been, but it wasn't. And you'll know why when we kick in. Hey, Tim in High Heels, you still in? Are you okay with that?
Tim in High Heels.
Yeah.
Make a list, Tim.
Yeah. And we will take a pee break at the number 3 mark because I don't have a bottle to piss in right now, and my wife's watching and she won't allow it. We're going number 4 with you, Brian. The top 4 cartoons
right.
of all time, and I'll tackle a new fitted at 3. Go on.
Nice. All right, so number 4, we're going with another show. Everybody knows this. This show was polarizing to a time. Not so much anymore, but it's still around. 1997, South Park.
I'm okay
At
with that.
number
I
4.
think that's one of the greatest of all time. I don't want to see this. I mean, why do you think it's not polarizing anymore?
Just because it's been around. They've gained a reputation of being on the edge with everything.
Right.
They have no limits, everything like that. So it's like if you walked around for 5 years saying "fuck you" to everyone, like, and then you walk past the person, you're like "fuck you." They're like, "Oh, okay, well, that's just Scott. That's what he does." But like when you first started doing it, they're like, "Why is he walking around saying "fuck you" to everybody?" Like it's the talk of everything. They still do have a real strong grip on, I guess, like you could say, the culture, because they do still come out with stuff that's still like a huge episode.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, we get it at this point.
You're
Like,
not shocked. You're not shocked anymore.
Here's my argument against South Park. And Johnny, it's not my favorite cartoon ever. My favorite cartoon ever is The Simpsons. You should know that. So, and also Tim, go for it. So, and also Home Run says, Tim, make a fucking list. And I agree with him. So, my argument with South Park is why I wouldn't put it top 5. And we've had this discussion. I love the show. Yeah. When Cartman's not a focal point, the show kind of sucks. You need, but Tim, you need a show focused on Cartman. If it's about Kyle and Kenny, this show sucks.
Yeah,
it's just not. Cartman has to be in it 24/7.
Hold on. They did almost pass it off on like Butters and Stan's dad.
Yeah,
yes.
Dad. No Scout.
Yes. Fact.
All right, so everyone's like, how was that not number 1? I'll tell you, because we got more coming up. Number 4, 1985 or 87. Brian gave a year earlier, but we are going with, and I once put this on my friend Sean's Facebook for his birthday as an hour loop. We're going with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles theme song. They're the world's most fearsome fighting feeling. Heroes in the half shell and then breathing. When evil center attacks, eternal war, no slack. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's Bugsnail. Splinter taught them to be ninja team. He's a radical rat. That's a fact, Jack. That's the only true. But the legends know. Heroes in a half shell, turtle power. Would you accept that at 4?
I would. I agree with that.
Yeah. See, everyone's like, "Oh, that should have been number 1." Piggy in the Brain. That's not better than Piggy. That is better than Piggy in the Brain. That is absolutely better than Piggy in the Brain.
I agree with it.
Yeah, so like, Piggy in the Brain needs to be top 3 until you hear the top 3. Like, fucking, come on, make it. Go through my list after I'm done and rearrange it if you want. You're wrong, but let's rearrange it if you want. Go on, Brian. Number 3, and I'll take a piss. You can enter the crowd.
Okay. Number 3, I'm going with a show that you'll probably disagree with. But
I'll disagree with.
Yeah.
Thank you, Home Run. I'm ready.
You'll disagree with this one at 3. To me, this show, it's still running today. It had so many spin-offs. It had movies. It had a bunch of different shit. Pokemon at number 3, the anime series.
Oh, come on. That is, no way is that a number 3. South Park needs to be Pokemon. Anybody comment? Does anybody bash Brian?
Let's hear it. I think
If I
everybody
had put this
disagrees
at
with me. I'm that much more likable with this whole thing, you know?
It's because you have a beard. Like,
Probably.
go on, explain yourself. You should
Okay.
be put in jail for this.
Listen. Pokemon in general, you had the theme song on your list, right?
Yeah,
Pokemon globally, just the anime, the cartoon, has been running since '97, and it's had I don't even know how many spin-offs to it. It's 23 different spin-offs, right? But it's all connected. It's all connected though. It's just gained so it has so what they say.
it's just like he's willing to hear your 1 and 2, but not mine. Brian, when we're done with all this, I'm gonna invite Tim in, and he could defend himself if he has the balls. But go on, Brian. I want to see Tim in high heels defend himself in the chat.
I guess maybe I'm being a little impartial to it because I do like the cartoon, but at the same time, you cannot argue the success of this and the wide range it has.
Right.
That's why I put it at 3.
I'm okay with that. The problem is I don't think the spin-offs were good. They overdid it. If they would have kept it at 150 Pokemon, yes. When they expanded it, it became ridiculous. I like the more was worse with Pokemon. The fact that you knew 150 existed and you had to keep it, and then you're like, oh, let's make it 550. It's like, all right, let's lost this nostalgia. But I'll go put my
it did get a little out of control, but to me, like I said, I'm not judging it based on what my thoughts and feelings were about it. I'm going solely on the criteria I set up, and this has a ridiculous longevity, and it's spread out over continents. It's global. That's to me why it's number 3.
So we will go with our top 3. The dog's name is Spike, by the way.
Yeah.
All right, so we're on music, right, Brian? You gave your 3 was Pokemon.
Yep.
Hey, that's someone from our high school, by the way. Hang in here. We're on our cartoon theme song countdown. Don't believe me, just watch. By the way, happy to see you doing. Hope everything's well. So, number 3, we are going with a song from 1983 for our cartoon theme song countdown. Now, I had this song at like number 6, and the more I listened to it, I loved it, and I put it at number 3. So I think people are going to disagree. They're of course wrong. So we are going to go with 1983 Alvin and the Chipmunks because they spell their name in a melodious fashion.
In a melodious fashion.
It's been a while, but we're back in childhood. We'll bring you action on satisfaction. We're the Chipmunks.
That's amazing.
Guaranteed to run with your life. When you
Thank you. Hold on.
We're the Chipmunks. We're the Chipmunks.
This is your 3?
Yeah. Now this was like number fucking 7 up until like 2 days ago. Like I said, I intensively miss Tim. I don't just throw shit on Tim. I don't just say, here's some theme songs. I'm Tim. Throw it on a fucking easel. Nah, the paintings don't work like that. This isn't paint just thrown on an easel. I don't just throw fucking paint on fur. This is the G-Man painting a portrait. So 3 moves to 6. 12 moves to 10. It's all worthwhile. So we go with number 3, Alvin and the Chipmunks. Brian, you're number 2 cartoon of all time. I think I know what it's going to be, and I'm happy that you didn't go in number 1, but let's rock. Number 12 would have been a better spot for that. I think you're wrong, but I respect you, and I like you more than your boyfriend, so I'm going to agree on it. Let's rock. Go with number 2.
All right. Number 2, which I'm sure most people will put this at number 1, but I felt like it was...
Yeah.
You just can't do it. Even though you know it belongs there, The Simpsons.
And it should be number one of all time. I personally would have left The Simpsons off the list completely, just because it would have been. It's kind of like how I left Kenny G's Christmas album off the list.
It's just like, there's bangers all on that shit.
But I look, man, Simpsons could have easily been a number one, but that just makes me more curious to what your number one is to me, because I have no fucking clue at this point. And I sort of got.
Besides liking it, I do have a legitimate reason why I put this at number one.
Go on.
Oh no, I didn't give you number one yet, so I can't say it yet.
Oh wow, that would have been horrible.
Yeah.
Ruined everything.
Yeah.
Go on. Why'd you put this at number two?
Oh, simply because obviously it's one of the greatest shows of all time, if not the greatest. The long-running how many years now? How many seasons?
32, 33. Shout out to Bill Oakley.
Yeah.
We had him go seasons 2 through 8 showrunner. Is what it is. Go on.
And just know, Bill, I wanted to put this at 1, but we couldn't do it. We weren't allowed.
You weren't allowed. It was
No.
against the rules. It really would have been I get it. And I personally, knowing you as a cartoon aficionado, yeah. I can't spell that. So, knowing you, I don't think you think this is the greatest cartoon of all time. I don't even think this is a bullshit list. I know this might be your favorite cartoon of all time, but it doesn't make it the best of all time. You know what I mean? Like, there is a difference. Like, my favorite verse of all time by M might be on a song I don't think is his favorite song.
Exactly.
So we're kind of correlated to that. Before I get to number 2, which is a banger, and the last 2 are bangers, I'm going to put on a hat and just promote a bit. Give me a sec. Brian, entertain the crowd.
Everybody watching, we have our website up now, TruExactRadio.com. And if you head over to the website, we have all the recent episodes that are up there, a bunch of information about all of us, pictures. But more importantly, we just put up the online store, and there's a ridiculous amount of all sorts of merch in there. Shirts, hats, sweatshirts. There's something for everybody there. So just go check it out. You don't necessarily have to get some. Just check out the website because we put time and effort into it. So then we just appreciate you guys checking it out.
The best was when I wore this hoodie, by the way. I took a picture of like when I was going out to walk the dog. I sent it to the group chat of the TruExact show. And Ellie goes, "Do you wear that in case you get lost?" Like people could find you and realize who you are. Like if I lost my ID. Oh, this is that weirdo. He doesn't have his ID on you, but we found his hoodie. Brian, where'd you go?
I went to get my water.
Thank you. All right, we're going number 2. Everyone's like, oh my God, how was Pinky and the Brain not number 2? I'll tell you why, because there's better 2-in-1s. And I really was going back and forth between 1, 2, and 3 for fucking 6 days. 6 days. Like, at this point, you could ask people who I work with on break when I didn't have to be working. I was going over this list, and they were like, I don't care at all. So we're going to go 1990. Tiny Toon Adventures.
We're tiny, we're toony, we're all a little loony, and in this cartoony, we're invading your TV. We're comic dispatchers, we got them all the senses. Our don't show comedy, so here's that papers, it's a whole wide world apart. Our home sweet only stands alone and comes to work of art. Let's rip, learn, and kick it, expect the unexpected. On Tiny Toon Adventures, it's about to start. They're free, they're funny, they're fast and bust and bunny. Montana that says money, Amara is a pain. She's hunting, fucking. Wizards say.
1. That's a dub, Scott. No shit. I am coming in with fire at number 1, baby. I'm coming in with a ringtone material at number 1. That's what I'm coming in at. By the way, SN, I'll give initials, person we went to high school with, Rocco's Modern Life. Brian's doing the cartoon list. You could bash him. Rocco's Modern Life wasn't even in the top 10. I mean, if you ask me, it might have been. But
yeah, it was. It was number 10.
That's number 10. So if you want to get on him for that, we ended up doing cartoon theme songs with lyrics. So to you, Rocco's Modern Life didn't have enough lyrics in it to make it. Before I get to number 1 and Brian gets to number 1, do you have any other honorable mentions, Brian? By the way, that's a great song. Could have been number 1.
Yeah.
And it goes to show you, Home Run now. Home Run was bashing my list up until the top 5, and now he agrees with the top 5. So you have all these things in your head, like, oh my God, this isn't supposed to be number 9. Pinky and the Brain, after hearing 5 to fucking 2, has no reason to be in the top 5, and now you know why. Now you know why. So just pause, wait, and just listen. Brian, go on. What's your number 1 honorable mentions?
All right. My last honorable mention is Bobby's World. Did you ever watch that?
Yes.
Great
Very honorable
fucking
mention.
show.
That's
Great
actually
show.
good stuff.
The thing was, not better than Ren and Stimpy. That's why I couldn't let it get through. That's
Yeah, no, I agree with that. That's your last honorable mention?
yeah.
All right, Brian. Number 1.
All right.
I want to know, can anyone guess? Give the year. Give the year, Brian.
The year is 1992.
Can anyone guess Brian's
Number
number 1
one.
cartoon of all time? Throw it in there. If anyone guesses, we'll give 20 seconds. Just type it in. 1992. I don't have a fucking clue. Honestly, I'm trying to think. I do not have a clue. I feel I'm gonna hate it.
Yeah, you're gonna be upset. I bet you will.
It better not be like Freakazoid or
No,
some
no.
fucking.
Oh, that was almost an honorable mention. It was.
Howie Mandel, how is that a show? Mom, that's not a cartoon.
It's a person.
Mom, that's not a cartoon.
I watched Howie Mandel in 1992.
What are you typing here?
I just watched
It's like,
him do-
are you saying someone's here to murder you and it's Howie Mandel?
No.
Okay, American Dad. Let's just take this time out to focus on Tim in High Heels. So he said American Dad for an honorable mention. I think we can both agree that American Dad's one of the worst cartoons ever made.
Yeah, that was
Okay,
bad.
fair enough. Let's move on. Tim, you're an idiot.
Also,
Go on.
if you take note, Family Guy was not on this list.
Yeah, it shouldn't be. I mean, 15 of all time.
But most people would put Family Guy in the top 3.
Oh wow! No, he said, you know what? I gotta apologize to my mom. Howie Mandel was Bobby's World. Good for
I had
you,
no
Mom.
idea.
Yeah. So you know what?
We're sitting here laughing like assholes, and meanwhile she's 100% right.
I gotta give him credit for that. You know what? God bless you. Yes. All right, man. I don't know. I don't know. 19. Was it Nickelodeon? Was it? Give me a network.
WB.
1992 WB.
Yep.
I don't know. What does this start with? Give me a letter.
B.
If you say Batman, I'm gonna throw this fucking beer on my phone. Are you kidding me? All right, go on, explain.
1992, Batman, the animated series, number 1. The reasoning. Hold on. Everyone's gonna throw a shit fit. Hold on. I'm gonna give you the reasoning behind this. Everyone's gonna throw a shit fit over this and say, "Wait a minute, Batman, the animated series at number 1. Are you kidding me? How could you pick that?" I'll tell you exactly why I could pick that. Because of all of the Batman things that have been made, if you ask any fan of Batman, and Batman is around the world, it's known at that level, right? If you ask anyone who's a Batman fan, say, name me 3 of the best Batman-related things made all time. They'll tell you the first Tim Burton Batman, they'll tell you Batman Begins, and they'll tell you Batman the Animated Series, the cartoon. was that influential on that entire culture that for me, that makes that number one, even higher than Simpsons, because the Simpsons are no, they are globally known, but Batman has a larger reach, arguably.
I'm
Okay.
shocked.
All I'm saying
I'm
is,
infuriated at this point. I
all
couldn't
I'm
even
saying,
look at you
listen,
in the Instagram eyes.
hold on. All I'm saying is, right, of all of the Batman things made in our lifetime, this is one of the top 3 remembered things for how good it was. The storylines, everything, the talent that they had in it. It's unlike any other thing. That's why I put that at number 1.
I wouldn't even put that in. I would put Batman Beyond.
No.
Bro, that you said what 3 were memorable? What Batman's gone? I'm sorry. Like what 3?
Okay. So the three things, I'll say the top 3 things that are memorable, right? So you have Batman Begins, the Nolan one, the first Tim Burton Batman.
Okay.
With Michael Keaton.
Right. I'm with you here.
And then Batman animated series. Any
Batman.
Batman fan,
Batman with Adam West back in the 60s.
Yeah, I wouldn't. No, I said I'm giving you the top 3. I was actually thinking that, and I was like, maybe I'll extend it to 5 things. But I was like, no, the 3. I guarantee you, if you asked any Batman fan, what was the greatest works done with Batman, that is guaranteed to be in their top 3.
I have to thank you for making my list look better, because that number 1 is fucking not gonna go over well. Like, I just like, bro, you missed out on so many. I said what cartoons. I said. And I know we have different tastes in one. Tammy even have a problem. But my dad hates Batman. I get it. That Superman. Listen, Superman, a rock made him fucking frail. I mean, he's not any better. Let's be honest. But he is right. Batman's not a superhero. He just was a guy who was rich, who could afford
He's just
shit.
rich.
He's like me, who a bully could stop. But okay, are you guys ready for a banger for number 1? That's Brian. Go through your 15-1. Go through your 15-1. All right. What do you got?
So for everybody that just joined in a little while ago, here's my 15 to number 1. 15 was Ren and Stimpy. 14 was Dexter's Laboratory. 13 was Batman Beyond. 12 was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Number 11 was Doug. Number 10 was Rocko's Modern Life. 9, Rick and Morty. 8, Futurama. 7, Hey Arnold. 6, Pinky and the Brain. 5, Rugrats. 4, South Park. 3, Pokemon. Number 2, The Simpsons. And number 1 on the list, Batman, the animated series.
Listen, everyone has a problem with your number 1. No one has a problem with your 15th or 2. That's a problem for yourself, and you're going to have to deal with that.
Yep.
All right, I see some other people just joined, so we're going over a cartoon theme song list. Brian's list. Okay, so people want me to save this because they hate your number 1. It'll happen. First, rocking the G Code nutrition stuff earned the crown. I'm not nutritious, but he gave me the hat. So here it is. Go follow G Code. Hell, I had a Big Mac headed to your house the other night. Shaped like I said, pudding. So we're going through the 15-2 list. You ready, Tim? I'm gonna save the night, baby. We're gonna rock. Grab your girl. Start slow dancing. It's almost Valentine's Day. Put on a kettle of tea, herbal if you mind.
Kettle of
and
tea.
then let's get going, man. All right, 15. I had Scooby Doo. Where are you? 1969. 14. The Magic School Bus. 1994. 13, Garfield and Friends, the second version, 1988. Number 12, Arthur, 1996. Number 11, Heathcliff, 1984. Number 10, Pinky and the Brain, 1995, Where It Belongs. Number 9, David the Gnome, 1985. Number 8, Muppet Babies, 1985. Number 7, Where It Belongs. Animaniacs, 1993. Number 6, Pokemon, 1997. Number 5, Chippendales, 1989. Where It Belongs. Number 4, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, 1987 or 5, I don't remember. Number 3, Alvin and the Chipmunks, 1983. Number 2, Tiny Toon Adventures, 1990. Number 1. I'm a little nervous. Brian did not have this cartoon on his list.
Wow.
We'll go with that. We'll go with that. There was a spin-off of this cartoon. We'll go with that. We are going with 1987. Now, the reason this show was taken off the air, because one of the main characters in this show was a Disney main character. And since it was sort of a spin-off, the Disney creators didn't want him to be too overexposed and worn out. Get your ringtones ready, baby. So we are about to go to number 1, 1987. I will be singing this. DuckTales. Let's go.
Number 1 with this?
Life is like a hurricane. Lasers, lasers, airplanes. It's a duck blur. Might solve a mystery. Or rewrite history. DuckTales, ooh. Every day they're out there making DuckTales, ooh. Tales of daring, do bad, and good luck tales, ooh.
You ruined it.
Ready for the final curtain. Goofy duction never fails, that's for certain. The worst of messes become successes. DuckTales, ooh. Every day they're out there making DuckTales, ooh.
This part's great.
Tales of daring, do bad, and good luck tales, ooh.
There we go.
The danger, watch behind you. The stranger out to find you. What to do, just grab onto some DuckTales.
Of course, I went back.
Of course. These lists are made to be controversial. You gotta be a little.
Out there making DuckTales, ooh. Tales of daring, do bad, and good luck tales, ooh. The danger, watch behind you. There's a stranger out to find you. What to do, just grab onto some DuckTales, ooh. Every day they're out there making DuckTales, ooh. Tales of daring, do bad, and good luck tales, ooh. Every day they're out there making DuckTales, ooh. Tales of daring, do bad, and good luck tales, ooh. Not ponytails or cottontails, no DuckTales, ooh.
How is that song not even on your list as cartoons?
That cartoon, it wasn't that great. It had a fantastic theme song, but
Great theme. I
it
just
wasn't
performed.
that
Want me to
great
sing
of
it
a
again?
no.